Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
Another edition of the Mike Lax and Zach Tar Destroy the World podcast.
And this week,
Episode 2.
We hope you enjoyed the first
Episode 1. This is the second edition of the podcast series.
And if you haven't, go back and listen to it. If this is your first time listening to us, go ahead and listen to the first one. It's about podcasting.
In general.
And just to remind you guys of what our podcast is about, we flip a coin each week to see which topic we choose from, and we talk about it for about 15 minutes.
Mike, who's the one who was just speaking, Mike Lax, he comes to the discussion with a specific topic, and I, Zach Tar, also come to the discussion with a specific personalized topic as well.
And we don't know what the other person's topic is about. So if you want to enjoy this with us,
then sit back, relax, and listen to that coin flip. You want heads or you want tails, Bubby? Baby.
If it's head, I'm choosing heads.
Okay.
And if it's tails, you can be tails.
I'll be tails. Okay, ready? Here we go. Let me... 3. Sorry about that.
3.
Personal joke. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, it's on heads. So you know what that means. I get heads this week, shithead.
Oh, no. Last week was a bit of a controversial topic. So what do you got this week for us, Mike Lax?
Oh, see, what I just did there, Zach, is I'm heads. So that's the coin, that side of the coin. I was flipping the coin to see which side of the coin that we get to flip for the actual coin flip.
Okay, so that wasn't the true.
That's what we did last week.
So is that going to be a weekly thing, or is that going to be?
I don't know.
Let's do it. Okay, so this is going to be the real one. We're going to flip it now. Okay, and then we're going to see, what it's going to be.
What the topic is.
So your heads.
Yep.
Okay.
And your tails.
I'm tails. Your heads. 3, 2, and. Oh,
it's heads.
Like you manipulated that one a little bit there.
Well, I was in between my fingers.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So go ahead. We are desperately waiting. We are desperately.
Yeah. There's a guy that used to do that. He was a musician, and he'd play piano, and he'd be like, "Hey, he was in a band called The Endangered Species," and he'd go, you'd ask him a question, and he would turn to you and go, yeah. So that's where that joke comes from. But anyway, Zach, that guy actually is dead, so that kind of correlates with my topic this week.
Okay, what is it?
And my topic this week is is ghost. He's dead, so he's a ghost. That's how it relates. He's an endangered species like his pants.
He finally made it to the great to be on.
He did.
So you're talking ghosts. So first off, let me set the mood. Hang on. And we only got 15 minutes here, ladies and gentlemen, so give me 1 second here.
He's going to go and get some ambiance. He's going to let us listen to some music.
You people at home, you can't hear this, but I have a candle here. We're going to turn all the lights off.
And we're going to talk about Ghost. This would be a really good Halloween episode.
Oh, it is.
But guess what? It's already kind of Halloween because this whole coronavirus thing going on. It's all scary. It's all new.
Don't get me started on that crap now.
Oh, we're not going to get Zach started.
Listen, I think the face masks need to...
It's a conspiracy. It's the government. It's the Democrats. It's the Republican. It's all the reptilian lords. But that's not why we're here, folks. That's not why we're here today. We're here to talk about Ghost because that is what my topic is this week.
I do have to admit, 4 minutes and 12 seconds into this discussion, I'm so impressed by your decision. That's good.
Yeah, I you know what? 4 minutes and 20 seconds into this discussion, and my bones and the hair on my arms are starting to curl up.
Oh man!
So I'm getting a little scared here.
Now, Mike, what made you decide on this topic?
Well,
do you have a specific interest?
I was listening to a podcast this week, and it was called it was about ghosts, and it was about these really annoying girls who have a podcast called Haunted AF, and they were talking about ghost stories, and it kind of got my motor running, and it made me think about, I wonder if Zach has any ghost stories. I don't think we've ever touched on this in our friendship before. what's your opinion on ghosts, Zach?
Okay.
What do you think about ghosts? This isn't a religious. This isn't anything like that.
So me personally, I've never had a paranormal experience, to be quite frank. Now, that doesn't go to say that I've never. I have close family
that have had experiences.
Well, sure. Okay, this is the strangest thing here. Okay, get a little. Okay. Here's the strangest things that I can remember. Okay, so let's get a little quiet. Okay. So my aunt,
his aunt,
she showed me a picture one time. She showed me this picture. She said, Zachary, there's a ghost in my back room. And I didn't believe her. I still don't really believe her. So yeah, really. But she showed me this picture. She's like, oh, it's a little boy. She said, if you look in this picture, you could see the orbs. Oh. You know the orb scenario, the orb phenomenon?
Light energy.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, it's just freaking orbs. It's just reflection. It's dust from the camera. Just come on, logical explanation. Logical explanation. But she did show me this. It was a Polaroid of just a photo. It was of her. It was just a fan. People take Polaroid
pictures. Yeah.
So she took a photo and she's like, look in the background, and it did kind of look like a silhouette of a young boy in a full camouflage. He's wearing camo shorts. Camouflage cargo shorts.
So she has a picture of the ghost.
Yeah.
Of the being.
I think it's literally just the way that the picture looks and everything.
The exposure, yes.
Now, I'm not discrediting people. I'm just saying, me personally, I have never experienced any type of phenomena.
I've always had a...
what about you, Mike?
Nothing personally that I can remember, but I got to let everybody know that... my family has been very in tune with the ghostly world.
They've been really in tune with spirituality.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with that. That's great.
Nothing.
That's
wrong
very
with
important.
That. It's nothing like they spray sage all over the place like Catholic people. But
what is the sage?
I think the sage is supposed to cleanse the spirits. I don't know exactly why.
They do what?
It cleanses the spirits from the house. But
okay.
So when I was younger, when I was a young boy,
Go on.
We lived in a house in Northern California, and it's a big gold mining area, right? Big gold mining. It was a vacant field. There was nothing there before my parents put the house on there. They made a house there, and there was this lot kind of up in the Northern California area.
Okay.
And supposedly there was a lot of weird stuff that happened there. I always had a very weird feeling when I was in there. So
you're talking from personal experience.
This is personal experience. I never saw anything, but my mom said that they used to keep their door open.
Okay, I understand.
And my mom woke up one morning, and she thought somebody was standing. They used to have a window, and it was from their garage, or not the garage, but their bedroom to the kitchen.
Okay.
And there was a door leading outside, and she woke up. And she saw a guy standing there with a mining hat on.
Oh, my God.
And didn't move, just looked at her.
What did your mom do?
And she tried to wake up my dad, and my dad was like, I don't see anything there. I don't see anything there, Jude. And that was it. She never told us about that until we moved out here because she didn't want to scare me. But I remember a lot of the time I actually wouldn't sleep in my own bedroom, and I was probably like 10 or 11.
Well, I know that if my mother told me that story, I was a little kid, I know that...
You'd be scared.
I'd be very frightened. I do have... This is kind of one of the scariest experiences I've ever had in my entire life, guys. Yeah? I don't know if this was a specter. I don't know if it was some kind of aura or something like that. I didn't know what it was, but I do have a vivid memory when I was a young boy sleeping in my cot, and my mom was in the other room. She's like, I'll be in... My mommy used to sleep with me until I was about 12 years old. She slept with me. I was afraid of the dark. Okay, you understand. So what I did, she was like, Zach, I'm going to go in the other room. I'll be in there a little bit. Just lay down. Nothing's wrong. It's okay. Lay down. And I swear to God, I swear to you, I saw a hand.
A hand.
I heard this noise right here. This is me imitating the hand. I heard this. It sounded like a hand, and I swear to God,
from the Addams Family.
and it looked like the Addams Family hand. And I swear to God, it was real.
It was a real thing.
And I saw a hand, and I went under my bed, and I told my mom about it, and she thought it was crazy.
She goes, "What? Like this hand? What? Like this hand?"
That's it. But that was just, children's minds run.
I got another thing too. With same house.
Okay.
Josh, our good buddy Josh.
Okay.
This happened when we were about 11 or 12.
Good friend of the podcast.
Good
Shout
friend.
out to Josh.
Shout out to Josh.
Shout out to Spandex Planet.
Spandex Planet, Josh Holman. We were playing in my room or something, and the sink in the bathroom kept on turning on by itself. Nobody else was up.
No, I'm like, that was definitely a plumbing issue.
It could have been a plumbing issue, or it could have been something out of this world. My mom said also one time when she was younger that one of her neighbors or something died, and it was like recent, I guess, and she was asleep on the couch, and she woke up, foggy-eyed, and she said there was a lady standing right over her, and she reached her hand out, and the lady disappeared.
Now, I don't know what to think about all these stories. My family is like, oh, Zach, okay. One story, guys, this is it. The hand thing was a joke. That didn't really happen. I'm kidding. It was a joke. Obviously, it's not. Come on. I was a little boy.
Come on. Joke around a little bit. Come on. Loosen up.
It was a little boy imagination. Okay?
Loosen up. Come on.
So now...
Such a tight asshole.
Now, whenever my aunt told me this one story, she said, your mother... Zach, she said, Zachary, your mother is telling me that there's something weird about this house. It was an old house near a railroad track, correct? And pretty much they woke up, a loud noise, I heard a big bang noise, and then my parents and my aunt thinks that it's like a ghost thing. They live next to a railroad. Come on, there's always... See, me personally, maybe I'm a bit skeptical about this, but I've never personally had an experience.
No?
So I can't...
I've just had weird feelings. So this is... there's a lot of my I'm trying to think of what he is. My uncle. They had a house in Northern California that was also very haunted, and they said a cookie jar flew off and hit the side of the wall. My mom played with a Ouija board.
There's your mistake there.
Playing with the Ouija board.
Why would you do that?
So check this out. So they're playing with the Ouija board, and she asked the ghost. She said, "Is there a spirit in here?" They start with the basic questions, and it goes to yes, right? And she says, they spell out, "Where are you?" And it said, "Cookie jar." Sure enough, they had a cookie jar sitting right on their table, and they said,
your mother said this.
She did. This is her story. Okay. They spelled out "let you out," and it's spelled back "hurt you."
This is
so that maybe that's my mom just trying to get me to not play with Ouija boards. Me and Zach and I played with a Ouija board one time, and you know what happened? Absolutely nothing. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. so here's a more personal story, right?
Okay.
My grandfather, he died.
Okay.
When I was about 8 or 9 years old.
They do.
We were staying with my grandma. A lot of weird stuff. A lot of weird stuff was happening. Very stormy. Very stormy. We went to this funeral home. The lady was dressed in all white. This was in Dallas, Texas.
Oh, man.
And my brother and my sister, they got lost in the funeral home. My brother's probably 22. My sister's probably like
that must have been one
13.
Big funeral home.
And they said it was very creepy. This lady was. I've never felt more scared in my life than being in that morgue or whatever the hell it was, funeral home. She lived there with all the dead bodies.
Like, hello, Michael.
And it was pretty damn scary, dude. It's pretty damn scary seeing a dead body, like an open casket. I think that puts things in perspective, but it also gives you a feeling that you really can't explain, makes the hair stand up. But to get the rest of my story, we're staying with my grandma. My grandpa had just died.
Okay.
And there was a lot of weird stuff going on. There was constant knocking at the door. And I actually heard it as a young boy. And you'd go and open it. Nothing's there. So in the middle of the night, you just hear... and you'd open it, nothing be there. My grandpa, he used to like his sweet tea. like to drink that sweet tea.
Sue,
She'd say, Sue, bring me a sweet tea. And so my grandma was doing the dishes, and he liked to hunt doves, right? He had a shotgun, and she pulled out the glass, and there was a shotgun shell on top of it.
Okay.
So that's a good ghost story.
I don't understand. What do you mean?
She didn't put a shotgun shell in it. She got it out of the dishwasher and it had a shotgun shell on it. Unless my grandma was trying to relate something, or
maybe these were all just lessons that your mother and my mother are trying to tell us. Maybe just watch out for each other. Don't play around with the dark arts. Very spooky stuff.
The thing is, though, Zach, that a lot of people have these stories. They're passed down from generation to generation.
Okay.
Have you ever gotten a certain feeling like somebody's kind of watching you?
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, I got a feeling a few weeks ago. I think I told you this when I was sleepwalking. I don't know if you've ever sleepwalked before.
No.
So I don't remember getting up, and I went and sat on the toilet, and my cat woke me up. And I was like, what am I doing sitting on the toilet? I've never felt that way before. I don't remember getting out of bed. All my sheets and all the pillows were out of there. So I got up, groggy-eyed. I was like, well, screw it. I'm going to go back to bed. And I couldn't go back to sleep because I felt like something was watching me. Have you ever had that feeling?
I have.
It's mental, but it's also a little bit of somebody's trying to kill me.
I stayed at this like antebellum type of hotel in Florida, like last year. It was around Christmas time. It was from like the early 1900s, late. I don't know if that's antebellum. I don't really know my history very much.
Lady Antebellum, like the country,
of course. But it was like an 1800s. Hotel. It was a very cool, just old hotel, and it reminded me a lot of like The Shining, like the
gave you those feelings.
Yeah, and me and my girlfriend were in the room, and it was just really freaking creepy, and the hallways were it was awesome. It was actually really cool, and just you imagine all the history and stuff, and
that had gone on there. Well,
yeah,
my wife and me, my wife and I, we we stayed at a place in Louisiana. And the history with Louisiana, voodoo, and this place was very creepy. It had a stained glass window in the bathroom so you could see out in the kitchen cool. In the bathroom. But this place was very scary. And it had one of those closets that are in all the scary movies that spirits come out of.
And they make
and they had mirrors all over the place. It was just it had the old skeleton key locks. Very unsettling.
There are just things and places and even people in this world that are inexplainable, and that I think that's just kind of the fear of the outer depths of your mind, and you have all these different experiences, and it's a little scary.
It really
I get a little freaked out right now talking about it.
It really is. You don't understand the things that creep or go bump in the night. Some things our minds can't comprehend. Our minds can't process certain things, although they're powerful. Our brains and our neurons and synapses firing, they're all very, very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
But
there's the electrical currents.
There's some things that we just can't explain, and maybe we've never experienced them directly. But if you've experienced them, we want to hear about them.
Yeah, send us an email.
Send it to Gary Swan. That's GarySwann 2017 @gmail.com. We want to hear about your ghostly stories. Just something to talk about.
And then remember, we're not trying to scare you or frighten you in any way. We're just trying to understand the inexplainable and the terrors.
The unexplainable, really.
Unexplainable. We're trying to explain the unexplainable. Which you just can't do sometimes, and that's okay.
Hey, the good thing about it is, though, Zach, we're all going to figure it out one day.
And I'll tell you what, I can't fucking wait.
Me neither. But just remember, this podcast is all about opinions, and we all know what they say about opinions. It's just like an asshole. Everybody has one. So if you have a different opinion on Ghost, then I don't care. So you're listening to us. So for some reason,
And
I feel like that's really good, Zach. That's a really good point to kind of end on. So you got anything in closing for Ghost?
guys, stay tuned. We have some great episodes coming up. We'd like to thank our sponsor,
Anchor, for making this podcast possible, actually. This is an unpaid advertisement from Anchor, actually, at the end of our show here. Anchor has helped us. Their free app. I really recommend you check them out because they make making podcasts easy and absolutely affordable. We just recently got on iTunes, Zach.
I think that Anchor had a lot to do with that.
Yeah, they give all your podcasts to these major outlets: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, all these. They give them directly to them, so there's no guesswork or anything done. So download Anchor now. It's absolutely free.
There's no cost.
There's no
With
cost.
Anchor, you're going to be getting a great product for free.
That's
There's
right.
not much else to say about it. You really, if you're trying to get into podcasting, if you have any questions about podcasting, their website, they have a great FAQ section in the comments.
It's great. You're going to learn everything you need to learn with Anchor about podcasting. So in closing, Zach, ghosts, they're scary. We'll just say that.
Or not.
Go subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts. Go listen to us on Spotify. I don't care where you listen. Just go listen. We want to get this out there. We want to get our topics out there. We want to get our opinions out there. Everybody's got a podcast nowadays, and some of
Thanks
them,
to Anchor.
Yep, thanks to Anchor. And nobody does them like us. I can assure you that. So, any final closing words from you, Zach?
Just remember, don't always believe what you hear or see or feel
Yep.
or think.
Because you know what?
Or eat.
It could be all your mind playing tricks on you. So, good night, everybody, and I hope you enjoyed this special edition of Mike Lax
And Zach Tar.
Destroy the effing world.
Thank you.
We're out. Good night, everyone.